But this, ladies and gentlemen, is what happens when you have too much time on your hands. There's only one logical way to start a video like this. Been outside lately? I've always wanted a wedding in the woods. Logistically, this one's going to be a little bit of a nightmare, but it's up to Emily to set it up. She's got 3 days to figure it out. I want to see what happens. Beautiful. I don't even know who I'm marrying anymore. When Mums first arrived in Pelican Town, no one knew if he'd fit in with our community. Then he planted 1,000,000 trees right in the center of town. Well, apparently all we get is a glimpse. Oh, wait, we're back. Perfect. Best wedding ever. Hopefully someone actually showed up to view this. Let's get to it. Might as well. Then everyone can leave and walk off the map. To be honest, this is the third best wedding I've ever had. But know the interesting part. How do we clear out 25 tightly packed trees? Do we use bombs? Do we use the tractor? I want the spaces to stay hoed up, because hoeing all these spaces is a nightmare. There are a lot of them and I can only do one at a time. Really don't want to have to redo those. Luckily I have not one, but 2 tractors, neither of which are my favorite things to ride on my farm these days. Now, I don't know how this is going to work. I turned the radius way down because it was set to like 10 yesterday and it was kind of crashing the game. Are the spaces staying hoed? They're not staying hoed. Oh, because the trees are not going to stay hoed anyway. Well, let's just dive into this then. It should be okay at such a small radius. Except for I can't see where I'm going. The game doesn't really love this, but it's going to do it because I want it to. Hey look, Alex is out here. Hey, sport. You lost? Overwhelmed in the trees? Nothing's better than an energetic day at the beach with your friends, right? This isn't a beach and you don't have any friends. Really can't help but wonder if bombs are going to hoe up the ground. It would be nice to hoe the ground and clear the trees all in one go. I don't think it's going to work, but you never know. Oh, it does work. Awesome. I'm mostly just going to bomb the whole thing then. The tractor might work for clearing out some of the trees, but if bombs are going to hoe the ground too, well, this is so much easier. As long as the game doesn't crash, I'll be happy. If the game crashes, I'm going to be quite disappointed. It's a party in the wall now. Everyone likes this spot. What's wrong with you guys? I mean, I know what's wrong with wheels, but the rest of you. I actually think I'm going to use the tractor to clear out the trees because it is going to be a little bit faster, and then just use the bombs to hoe the ground after that. Because the tractor really is a lot faster, but this feeling never gets old. I've done this little corner of town and my inventory is basically full. I'm going to go back to the farm, dump this stuff in the bin because I want to see what it's worth, and we're going to come back and use the tractor. Abigail survived so far. Nope, no she didn't. She has no path to go, so she's headed due south, straight to the beach. See how much faster this is? And this thing's set to only a radius of 4. I had it set to 10, but I think that would probably break the game at this point. But this is still nice and fast. And this feels satisfying, you know? Might be losing a little bit of wood into the river, but it's kind of hard to tell. And we're full again. But I'm not going to chop the rest of these trees until Shane walks off the map. I don't want him to have a clear path. Bye Shane, no one's going to miss you. The game feels a little bit laggy, probably due to the tens of thousands of pieces of wood lying on the ground, so I need to make my way back to the farm and dispose of this before I continue on, because it's very hard to play. Oh good, here comes all my crap. I'm very magnetic today. It wasn't even that much, but it lags the game that badly. Now where'd I leave my tractor? Look at Elliot, eyeing up the dog food. Ha, writer. What we're going to do right now is go throw the rest of the wood into the bin, and we're going to see overnight what it's worth. I'll hoe the ground tomorrow because I just don't really feel like hoeing that much right now. Good news, Blue Idiot, I just made ourselves rich off trees. The value of a town full of trees? 187,000 gold. Or enough for about 3.5 divorces. Now that I look at all this, I realize we have 4 days left in spring, and that's not going to work, so we're going to do summer crops. Summer crops are better than spring crops anyway, we all know that. Now, we should be able to very easily, very cleanly bomb the entire town so everything gets hoed. Kinda see how this works. Yeah, that works pretty well. Mega bombs are the best, they have the biggest radius. This is going to be a lot faster than hoeing. I wish I thought about this yesterday. Though I do have a new mod on today that adds a little bit more abilities, so I might not have been able to do this yesterday to be honest. Wow, I actually used a full stack of bombs already. And we're not quite done, because bombs do a little bit of a patchy job, so I'm going to run through another stack and probably hoe the rest of those little spots that just don't want to be hoed. The bombs just don't want to get any finer than this apparently, so that's fine. We'll go ahead and hoe up the rest. That shouldn't be a big deal. I might even be able to do it this way now. Nope, one at a time. My favorite way to do anything. One at a time. For thousands and thousands and thousands of times. That seems like it was about the last of these spaces. I had to freeze time because this takes a long time. But I think I probably want to lay some bombs down over to the other side of town near Clint, because more stuff is fun to play with. This area has gotten a little overgrown over the years, but it's pretty nice and open, so I think the bombs are actually going to do pretty short work of all this. This side, regrettably, isn't as easy to hoe as I thought with the bombs. They don't seem to want to do any more spaces than this, so it's pretty patchy, so lucky me. Maybe the tractor can hoe today, actually. Thanks to my new mods, I gotta try that. Well, it kind of works. Yeah, this is still faster than hoeing by quite a bit. This will take care of more of the spaces. Bombs do some, tractor does a little more, and then hoeing does the rest. You never really appreciate how many spaces there are in town until you have to hoe them and do stuff with them. I mean, yesterday's idea was good, but I think we can take this one a lot farther. Even with the tractor, it turns out that this is a long, annoying process because the tractor doesn't really work very well in all these weird little spots. I have to go back and forth a million times to get them all. Even then, I'm not really sure I am getting them all. I think that was all of the lower hoeable sections done that you can actually walk around on. Now I just gotta get these weird little spots that are up on the edges, which may or may not be hoeable. As you can see, I'm hoeing trees, but not the other stuff, so I don't really know how this is going to work. I'm going to do my best to get them all, though. Pretty sure that's about every space I can possibly hoe. Hoed. Now it's just a matter of what I want to do with all these spaces. I'm thinking a wide variety of summer crops. Let's give it some diversity. Maker crops are fun and all, but I want to see a whole bunch of different colors out here. And I actually need to use Pierre for reference because I don't even know all the summer seeds. We have 12 varieties of seeds from Pierre's. There is also the starfruit from the desert, so I will add a few of those in. I just bought those all singularly, that way I could use my item spawner to spawn in massive amounts of them. Because the town core, essentially this area, had about 2,500 spaces in it, and I've done considerably more today. I just realized I didn't really get the dog pen, but there's only one hoeable spot in the bottom right apparently anyway, so whatever. I know it's a little small currently because I'm playing way zoomed out, but there are my 12 summer seeds. I replaced one of them with starfruit. I'll leave you guys to determine which one that was. My planting strategy is going to be something along the lines of speed 4, and I'm going to go like this, and it won't let me plant here. Uh-oh. This isn't really a good sign. I installed the mod that lets you plant anywhere, but I didn't test it first. So, note to anyone out there doing things like this, test your things before you hoe the entire town, because I might have to sleep overnight and lose most of my hoeing progress, and that's just a lot of fun right now. And I really can't even mess with any of the mods while the game is running. So I'm really desperately right now trying to think of any way to leave all these spaces hoed overnight, but nothing's really coming to me. Fertilizer might work, but I don't think I'm even allowed to use that right now. Fertilizer does actually work, so I could lay fertilizer down everywhere. As long as the ground is fertilized, I don't think any of the spots are going to disappear. I'm not really sure because we are in town, but I'm going to fertilize the whole thing. I didn't really want to do that, but whatever, we're going to do this. Fertilize the entire town, sleep overnight, and then I'm going to exit the game, play with my mod configuration, then I'll plant my crops. But while we're at it, we're going to use quality fertilizer because I have standards, believe it or not. And I can at least use my tractor to lay all the fertilizer once I find it. Oh, we do have a sweet pea there. That sweet pea's going to stay there. Okay, the tractor does work for planting. That's awesome. So this shouldn't take long at all, actually. Well, I think that's everything fertilized. I sure hope so, because I really don't want to do any more hoeing at this point. That was a fun hour, though. It really was. And I'm really hoping that those spots are all going to stay fertilized overnight and not disappear on me. Another thing I want to test right now is if I can water the crops doing this. Nope, so I'm going to have to make it rain every day once I actually plant these crops. Luckily, I started this in the beginning of summer, so I have a few extra days to mess with this stuff. The game took a little bit longer than normal to save overnight because I don't think it really appreciates what I'm doing. And the moment of truth, pretty nervous about this, and it's all unhoed. Every last bit of it. That seems to indicate that some of my mods aren't working. They're either conflicting, or I didn't install them right, or I need to configure them differently. So I'll be back after I'm done crying for the next hour and then fixing my mods. The good news is I determined the problem, I just needed a few small updates for my mods. The bad news is here we are back in town and not one bit of ground is hoed. So I need to start the whole process again and spend several hours hoeing and then planting. Again, all of this could have easily been avoided had I checked to make sure the mods were working when I initially fired up the game, but I didn't because I was being lazy and stupid, and now I'm paying for that. You know what I've just realized? I could almost make the same mistake again. I should probably actually make sure that it works, and it does. Does watering it work now? Watering even works. Okay, this is getting easier and easier. I, need to spend the next hour hoeing, but aside from that, I think this is actually going to work this time. Just like that, I've got about one half of the town done, and this is taking a long time. Well, at least the end is finally in sight. That's the edge of the map. Just going up and down again and again and again. Kinda gets old. This is it, the final row. Can't tell you how much fun I'm having doing this, especially the second time around. It gets better every single time. And there it is, every hoeable space in town once again hoed, with the exception of the sweet peas and maybe that spot there. Still didn't do necessarily a perfect job, but going up and down like that was probably the best way to do it. And my hands and arms actually kind of hurt after that because I was moving the arrow keys so much, incrementally moving that tractor around. Anyways, we're actually going to plant with the tractor now. I was originally just going to run around and manually seed everything, but at this point, I just don't have time for that. This has already taken way too long because I had to hoe everything twice. So I think we're just going to kind of jump on the tractor and scroll through the seeds as we go, and it's just kind of do whatever it does. And we're going to get a nice mix of seeds. Those trellises are going to get annoying. Also, I'm going to turn movement on so I can just kind of free roam around, and then we're just going to kind of scroll randomly, and it's just going to be what it is in the end. I kind of want to take those trellis crops away. I'm going to do that right now. Those are just going to get in the way. Which means we can bring back wheat, everyone's favorite, the most exciting crop known to man. So I'm just going to move around, continually scroll my scroll wheel, and we're going to get a nice mixed result in a few days' time. Hopefully these all grow normally. Hopefully they don't disappear overnight like they did before, but they shouldn't do that because the mod's actually working this time. And I think that's every spot seeded. I'm just going to run around right now with the tractor and it will fill in any spot that wasn't seeded, like that little guy up there and another one there. It's hard to see them all because there's so many weird random spots. Some of them you can't even see, some of them you can, but we're going to get a nice variety of seeds in about a few weeks' time. I can't wait to see what this actually looks like. Look at all the different seeds and look where they are. Hopefully ones like on the river and stuff don't disappear, but that's just kind of the risk we're going to have to take. As long as some of the damn seeds stay alive this time, I'll be happy. So in 2 weeks' time, even if we have one crop, I'm a winner. But before we skip to tomorrow, we got to remember to water our fields every day. Everything there looks like it watered, so good. We're just going to skip it to about 2 weeks from now. Come take a look. Because the longest seed, I believe, is a star fruit, 13 days. So we'll come back on like the 17th of summer. I honestly really thought the game was going to crash overnight. It took a long time to freeze and I thought it was on its way out. Water our fields, and really quick, we're going to take a look at the crops right now to make sure they're still there. I'm honestly really nervous again. If they disappear again, I'm giving up. Nope, they're all still here. All right, that looks good. Just what I've always wanted to do with the town. Several weeks and one child later, I think everything should be ready to go. We went all the way to the 20th because we can. Really hope everything just worked out nicely. There we go, this looks good. Finally, my dreams have come true. Those trellises, still pretty annoying in the way. But let's just walk around and admire all this. Did the river work out? The river did work. Excellent. This actually looks pretty cool. Pretty glad mods like this exist. It's a shame we can't get it all in one nice screenshot though. I think there is actually a way to do that, a program we can use or something, but I don't know how to do that and I'm too lazy. I'll get my thumbnail artist to piece this all together hopefully. But this, ladies and gentlemen, is what happens when you have too much time on your hands. I even hoed it twice, so that was fun. Worth it. Just take it all in. It really does actually look really cool. I've always liked the look of the different crops mixing together. Eventually we're going to find out how much this is worth. I could zoom it out a little more if I change the resolution to 4K, but I just don't really want to do that. It's going to make such a small difference. It would be a real shame to waste such an opportunity. So there's only one thing left to do before we harvest all this. Emily? Thanks for the kid, whatever it was. Hello, doctor. I hope you like crops. It's kind of funny. Marrying the most boring of people in the most exciting of environments. I'll see you in 3 days. Hopefully the crops last that long. And here we go. All the players are turning into crops, and that is a good thing for them. Once again, the screen is going black. Harvey is a sunflower today. Can we go back to the... Here we go. Cool. I think this is my favorite wedding yet. Let's get to it. If Harvey could turn back into a sunflower, that would actually be a little bit better for me. Okay, well, this is fun. I want to go harvest all this stuff now. Bye, wedding. Damn it. I accidentally killed all my slimes. I switched to my scythe ahead of time, and because I'm on my tractor, it scythed all my slimes. So they're going to have to start again. There is at least 2 of them, so they'll figure it out. Thinking about this, I'm going to be making a lot of trips back and forth to my farm because my backpack's going to fill up fast because I have 12 different varieties of crops that have 3 qualities in themselves. So we have 36 different possibilities. My backpack is 36 spaces total. 35 empty. That means we're going to make a few trips. It's kind of a shame though. I really don't want to harvest it because I like the way it looks so much. I wish I could kind of take this save and paste it somewhere. I guess I actually could. But if I want to do this again, I'll just do it again. I didn't have enough fun the first few times. Thank God I can use a tractor to harvest. There's no way I'd be picking this by hand. It doesn't get the red peppers. That's okay. Oh, we're full already. That's why. Right. This is going to be quite the task. Though maybe it's not. As long as I harvest everything, it will lie on the ground, hopefully not freeze in the game too bad. Then I can run back and forth. As soon as I'm back in town, all this stuff should magnet toward me. And it should work out okay like that, I think. I hope. Whatever. If I'm not breaking the game, I'm not doing it right. I do have to be careful around the water though, because obviously I'm not absorbing everything into my backpack, so a lot of stuff that I'm cutting right now is just falling uselessly into the river. Pretty soon now, I'm going to go back and throw everything I can into the bin, then we're going to come back into town and get swarmed by a bunch of flying crap. You know what? Let's do that right now. That way I can just walk straight back to my tractor down by the museum. Penny's enjoying the crops. What do you think, Penny? Anything out of place today? Hello? She apparently has nothing to say at all. Well, that's fine. We're better off that way. First load of garbage into the bin. Can't wait to see what this is worth overnight. There is many thousands of spaces planted, so this will actually be pretty valuable. Good diversity of crops. And watch the stuff come flying in from all corners. Especially with the tractor. The tractor gives me extra magnet power, so everything's going to be flying my way now. Look at the backpack get filled up. I don't even have to do anything anymore. This is actually really annoying to harvest because I'm running back and forth so much, harvesting different things at different times. I have no idea what's what, but eventually I'll get it figured out. I think this should be my last trip into town. I should be able to gather the remaining stuff. I really hope. We even have sunflowers up on the hill. It's going to be hard to find all these. They're everywhere. This was a fun idea though. I really like this one. And it's still going to be one more trip. I can't even get the cranberries. I can't get the star fruit. I can get the corn though, so I'll try and get all the corn this time, I guess, and come back for other stuff. I actually think I managed to finally harvest just about everything. Give or take a few weird stragglers here and there, but I'm not going to spend the time to chase down every single one of those. I clearly got the majority of them, and I just don't care anymore because this is taking way too much effort. So final stuff into the bin. We're going to sleep on this and see exactly what a town full of crops is worth. I'm thinking a few million gold. That would be my guess. 1,807,000 because we have 10,000 worth of sunflower seeds. You get sunflower seeds from sunflowers. So just about 2 million gold just from planting crap in town. Not really worth the effort. Kind of fun to do. Looks cool. Not worth the effort. Once again, that was just a lot of fun. I'll try and link the mods down in the description. Hope you liked it. Thanks for watching.